Hey guys, PrinceofMacedon here, doing this commentary video for Napoleon Total War. This was an online multiplayer battle. I commanded the French, and my opponent was Rapasorous Rex in command of the Prussians. This is the Waterloo map, and you can see I'm the attacker here. My opponent's defending the heights up there. Let's go look at my French army first. I've got my general staff unit right here. I give him 1 experience chevron. Then I have 2 units of the old guard. These guys are pretty elite and pretty awesome. I'll be careful with them. Then I have 2 additional units of elite units. These are the young guard. I got 2 of these units. So altogether I have 4 units of the guard contingent, whatever. Then I have, let's see, I have 4 units of, what do you call it, the Fusiliers of the line. And I gave them 1 experience chevron each. Then I have 4 units of Voltigeurs. And most of my Voltigeurs have 1 experience chevron, except for 1, I believe. But here are my Voltigeurs. These are my skirmishers.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
And right now my opponent's rushing to occupy each of the buildings before his heights, so he's fortifying his position. So let's go finish off my army first, like talking about it. I have 2 units of the these Carabiniers, whatever how you pronounce that. And I give them 1 experience chevron each. Those are very heavy cav units. Then I have a unit of the 6-pounder, the 6-inch Howitzers. These guys. Alright, let's go look at my opponent's Prussian army. He is defending right now. He has, well, he put units in here. These are Musketeers, I believe. Let's see if I can see them. Yeah, well, those are Musketeers. They look kind of ridiculous sticking out the window like that. But basically, he's defending all these houses now. Each one of these bad boys. But let's go over his army. He has 4 units of the Silesian Schuetzen, or Schuetzen, whatever. He has 4 units of those guys. Then he has 2 units of the 7-pounder Howitzers. He has 1 here. Then he has 1 on the other side back here. Here it is. That's the other Howitzer. Then you saw his other artillery piece here. It's a 12-pounder 12-pounder foot artillery unit. And he's already taking shots at me. He has extreme range with this artillery piece. Then he has 7 units of Musketeers. They're scattered all around here. And what else does he have? He has 2 units of Cuirassiers. He put all his cav back here. 2 units of Cuirassiers, these guys. And then 2 units of the Hussars. What else does he have? Oh yeah. Last but not least, he has his general staff unit right here. He put him way back here. So let's go look at his defensive positioning here. He's got artillery on the ridge, same with his Musketeers. And then at the very beginning of the battle, he rushed into these buildings. This is Hougoumont, right here. And he also occupied these areas here, La Haye Saint, and over here. Over here he has 2 units in here. They're entrenched. I believe this is a Schuetzen unit, I believe. And then there's a Musketeer unit also inside here. So, I am coming forward here. And, yeah, you can see I'm getting blasted by his artillery. It kind of sucked, to be honest. Look at these guys. They're getting nailed by his artillery. But yeah, my goal was kind of like Napoleon's. Like, I wanted to open up by attacking Hougoumont. But I'm not just going to tease it, I'm going to overrun this area. Because I saw this positioning right here as the weakest part of his line. So I'm going to concentrate my efforts on Hougoumont. I want to take this building here, and then come up this ridge, and then roll up his flank. That was my idea. But as you guys know, in warfare, you know, plans don't really stay intact. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, that's my goal. Like, I want to keep my army dispersed, so my opponent doesn't know where I'm going to hit him from. And I'm not going to reveal my hand until the last possible minute. See, you can see I have my reserve of the old guard. They are kind of close to the left flank here, but I haven't committed them anywhere. Like, I can commit these guys anywhere I want to. Oh yeah, I finally have my Howitzers firing now, and I'm going to concentrate my attack on his on my opponent's right flank, which is my left. Well, opposite my left. So maybe now he knows where I'm going to attack, because I've got my artillery targeting this area. But you never know. So, I do have this straight line here, so still my opponent doesn't really know where I'm going to attack. But he is moving some troops over. to his right. He's bringing in some Schuetzen over from his left. And here I am, still blasting away at these guys. I've only hit these guys once, but with that one shot, I took down 7 Musketeers. And if my opponent didn't have artillery, then I would have sat back and just leveled this building until it was reduced to ashes. But because my opponent outnumbers me in artillery, then I have to charge forward with my infantry. Alright, so I'm bringing up my Young Guard. I'm getting shot by his Musketeers. This unit is down to 116 from 120. I'm also taking shots from his artillery now. That shot from his Howitzer took out, I think, 7 of my guys. And then the extra shots after that took out 2 more guys. So now I'm down to 1 to 6, now down to 1 to 3. I also got my Voltigeurs here. These guys are going to pepper his Musketeers with a skirmish fire. And I'm going to stay out of range of these guys. Meanwhile, I'm going to charge into Hougoumont with my Young Guard. My assumption was that my Young Guard could take out his guys in hand-to-hand combat. But because my guys are down to 89 men in this unit, that might not be too realistic anymore. But since I'm already here, I'm just going to keep going. And I'm going to charge into the Musketeers defending this building. Now down to 77 men. Now down to 75, so this is the opening of the attack. But yeah, as I said, I don't want my opponent seeing where my main effort's going to be, so I'm going to advance on all fronts here, so that it looks like I'm going to attack him everywhere. But right now I've got so much pressure going into, you know, I have so much pressure exerting on his right flank. So here's my Young Guard, they're going at it. And on the balance bar, it looks kind of equal. Alright. Now my opponent's rushing troops over to his right, because I think now he sees where my attack's coming from. So he's bringing up his Schuetzen.
Sir, our general is under attack.
And I brought my general here to inspire my Young Guards going into Hougoumont. But now I was taking shots from his Musketeers inside the building, so I'm going to get out of there. With my general, that is. But yeah, I'm lighting up this bridge here with my Howitzers. This unit is down to 81. And they're taking shots at my Young Guard, I believe, but at the same time my Voltigeurs are attacking his Musketeers from afar. And now, now I'm bringing all my cav. These are all my Carabiniers. And now my opponent must know that this is where my main effort's going to be, because I have so much going into this flank here. So he put his guys into a square immediately. Instead of attacking them, I veered off, and I went after his Schuetzen. So a very furious fight has developed on the left flank here, and he's going to defend Hougoumont to his last breath. But look at this. He's got his Howitzers right here. After I mowed down his Silesian Schuetzen, I went right after his Howitzers. Ideally, I wanted to take out his Musketeers, but they formed into a square, so I'm going to leave them alone and let my Voltigeurs harass him. So yeah, I overran his Schuetzen and his Howitzers. So that's kind of good. But now my opponent's bringing in his cav. I saw his cav. Here they come. So I'm going to try to bug out of here. Actually, I tried to attack these Musketeers, but they too formed into a square. So right now my guys are kind of in a precarious situation.
Our men are running, sir.
And I tried to go after his Schuetzen again, but I think it was at this moment that I realized all of his cav was coming over, so I tried to run away. But there was a bit of lag, so my guys didn't quite run away. They kind of, like, stood there. I was able to get one of my units moving, but it's kind of too late for them. They're down to 20 men, and they're taking, I don't know, they're being harassed right now by his cav, and some of my guys are flying in the back, so it's kind of weird. And, oh, by the way, yeah, my Young Guard, they failed in taking this building. And look at those guys with their legs sticking out of this building. That's weird. But it's funny, though. So yeah, he drove out my cav, and now he's going to pursue. And I start targeting his cav with my Howitzers, and I formed all my guys, my nearby Fusiliers into squares. Just, I thought he was coming after my infantry, but he made a beeline for my Howitzers. So I tried to switch to the canister shot immediately, but he came too quickly. So he's going to get some nice charges on my Howitzers here. So he's basically doing a counter cav attack after my cav failed. He's basically returning the favor. So here I swiveled my old guard around to take shots at his cav. And I formed into a square. So I saw some of his Cuirassiers coming at me. So it's not the best looking square, but hey, it's close enough to a square. And you can see these guys are starting to rout now. So looks like both of our cav attacks failed epically. And I've got my musketeer, or sorry, my Fusiliers shooting his cav from behind. I just want to get rid of these guys. I wasn't able to get this guy into a square. Actually, it didn't even matter. He's going for these guys. He wanted a rear attack on my Fusiliers, who were facing the wrong way. So he's going to get a nice charge on the backs of these guys. But, it's going to fail. Alright, so look at this. During all that ruckus, I managed to kill one of his Musketeers with my Voltigeurs. See this? Now he's down to 1 unit of Musketeers, down to 44 men. He still has the Musketeer unit defending this this building. But, yeah, I'm going to keep up the pressure. I'm still taking shots from his dudes. But finally his Cuirassiers are routing. Alright, so, as I said, I'm keeping up the pressure. I'm going to throw in my old guard this time. These guys are down to 99 men. But these guys are vicious. We're going in to kill. Nothing less. Alright, so now my opponent's rushing in more troops to this ridge behind Hugamon. He's got a Schuetzen and he's got some Musketeers coming. And look at this, my Voltigeurs are going to stand their ground. I meant for them to run away, but we're going to see what happens. Some of these guys are routing over here. Look at the morale of his Prussians. I actually managed to kill one of his guys, I think. And I routed these guys. All of that was my Voltigeurs. That was crazy. And now I've got my my old guard taking on 2 different units at once. But up close, this is where the old guard excels. Here I'm pouring in more troops. And we've ousted these Musketeers. So victory for the old guard. See, unlike Napoleon, I'm not too hesitant about committing my guard units. I mean, sometimes I am, but in this battle, I decided not to be hesitant in committing them. But that was one failing, I guess, of Napoleon, is that like he was scared of getting his guard units hurt. Like he just got cold feet when it came to committing them. Like at Borodino, his generals wanted him to commit his old guard to exploit the Russians, but Napoleon said, "Hey, I don't really want to, you know. I'm Napoleon, I can do what I want." Oh yeah, but look at this. After taking Hugamon, I was free to get my troops on top of this hill here. So now I'm on level ground. And now my plan is kind of succeeding. Like, my goal was to take Hugamon and then roll up his flank from this side. So, in that respect, my plan's still going according to plan. That sounded weird. Alright, so I'm going to form up a line here. So now, finally, I'm on level ground with my opponent. And for now, I'm going to bypass Le Hyacinth. He's got guys here, though. Yeah, so I'm bringing up all my infantry. I'm just going to form up here on top of the hill, if I can. And I'm trying to move these guys away, because they're taking shots from his artillery. Like, they've been getting shot since the beginning of the battle. Because my opponent had a huge artillery advantage. And these guys, my Voltigeurs, I'm going to leave them out here. It's nice to have your options open. Alright, so I'm gonna rush my troops up here. So my guys have done a lot of hard fighting so far. They've taken Hugamon, they raised up this hill after fighting all these Prussian troops defending this hill. My guys are tired, but they are still determined though. So I've got my old guard and Fusiliers and some Voltigeurs up here. And I wanted to shoot these guys. These are Musketeers and Silesian Schuetzen. They are running backwards. Like, I thought he was going to try to flank me. You know, try to outflank my units up here. But instead, my opponent was thinking long-term. Look where he's going. He's going way back here. He's going to go inside this building and just fortify it. So my opponent's... He's already thinking, you know, defense, and strong points. Like, he's no longer trying to attack. Well, actually, he was never trying to attack. But his mentality is that he can't win the fight up here. I mean, that was his mentality. So that's why he's immediately taking these buildings. He's gonna make this a bloody attritional fight. So I'm gonna bypass all the strong points. I'm gonna go for the troops that are out in the open. And here he has his artillery. Because I came up that hill so fast, so quickly, my opponent was rushing to move his troops into new positions. Like, these artillery guys, they were way out of position, so he tried to move them over here. And my Voltigeurs are trying to shoot at them, but they're missing every shot. And he has another artillery piece right here. This is his 7-pounder Howitzers right here. And now that they're firing at me, I really need to get up there. Because those Howitzers can make a huge difference. And when this 12-pounder gets ready, it's going to be a huge difference. So I'm going to rush all my guys up again. So I'm going to take my Voltigeurs. I'm going to attack his Howitzers with my Voltigeurs. And I'm going to use my Fusiliers, or sorry, my Old Guard. And I'm going to form a line and just bury his 12-pounders in musket fire. So look at this hail of musketry. Oh yeah, these guys are getting destroyed. Here he's got his Howitzers in canister mode now. And these guys are out of ammunition, so I just said, hey, just take them head on. Use your bayonets, or don't use your bayonets, just use your barrels on your guns, and just club these guys to death. It's a very brave effort by my Voltigeurs. And look at these guys. These are his 12-pounders. They are rowdy now. They could not withstand the advance of my Old Guard.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
Alright, where is... Yeah, see, I'm still moving my troops up here. These guys, I kind of forgot about them. But rest assured, I will move them up into the fight. Alright, you see this? He still has his guys up here. And as I said, I'm just going to bypass his strong points. He has a strong point here, he's got a strong point on the other side. As long as they're not able to shoot me, I'm just going to bypass them. Alright, so now my opponent's moved all of his
Our men are running,
all of his troops that were mobile, he's moved them all into strong points. Alright, he's routed these Voltigeurs. But these guys are brave. These are the guys who fought his artillery hand to hand and drove them off the battlefield. Let me expand this. Look, my opponent put more guys into this building here, and he put his general over here. So now he has 3 separate strong points. So you can see my opponent's intentions now is basically just to defend these strong points and bleed me to death. Let me shrink this. Alright, so my intentions now were basically to reassemble my army and then use concentration of force to gang up on each strong point. Because as long as they're isolated from one another like this, see that? See how isolated they are? That means he is not using his entire strength to oppose me. So I get to utilize all my strength against each of his little strong points here. And my opponent saw what I was doing, so he's going to try to withdraw his troops from this strong point, and he's going to try to run them over to this strong point and make this strong point even stronger. I realize I said strong point a lot, but hey, I have nothing else to say. These guys, they're not routed, they're actually running into the other strong point. And when I saw that, I ran all my troops to this ridge to take shots at his Musketeers here. So far I've missed every shot. They're down to... They're still at 120 out of 120. But I'm going to keep harassing them. Yeah. I got more guys on this ridge here. And now I'm starting to shoot at them. Now they're down to 117. And that's not good for his morale. Now they're down to 111. See how they're just running away. Now they're down to... still at 108. Oh well, that's better than missing completely. Now they're down to 104. And now what I'm dealing with are 2 strong points. He's got this one right here. This one's really strong, because this one has 3 units. 2 are Musketeers, and now there's a Schuetzen unit. And then he's got his general here. That's what I was worried about, his general. Because his general can provide the effort, I mean, it can provide the edge that his troops need to withstand my assaults. Alright. So I tried to pursue them, but they got away. Alright, so I don't want to attack yet until I've got all my guys in position here. But the main point here is that his army is divided. He's got one mini army here, and then the other mini army right here. And I kept an eye out on these guys. I wanted these guys to stay in here, where they cannot support these guys. So do you guys know what I'm talking about? So it's basically kind of like Arthur's strategy in the Pacific during World War II. Like the Japanese had all these islands that they fortified, and instead of tackling them head on, he just bypassed them until he absolutely needed to fight them. So this is kind of like a MacArthur strategy, I suppose. All right, look at this. I brought my Voltigeurs up from here finally, and my goal here was to kill his general. I didn't want this general inspiring his men inside this little building here, so I wanted to scare these guys off. And now these guys are down to 14 men from 18, and they are indeed scared away from his troops. And now he's taking shots at my Voltigeurs. But yeah, I'm gonna keep going after this general staff unit so I can scare them away from, from influencing this fight right here. But yeah, look at all my guys. I can start running them in. First, the Fusiliers, followed by the rest of my army. Yeah. Look at his general unit. Where'd he go? His general unit's running way away. He probably should have made a better effort to stay close by. But then again, he probably wanted to preserve his general for the final part of the fight. And speaking of generals, here's mine. Like, in storming a building like this with that many Prussian units, I needed my general to inspire my troops. I did not want their morale, like, breaking. So here we are. We're gonna rush in here. Yeah, there was a sign that said Prussians only, but my guys tore that sign down. Yeah, I got all my guys going in here. Look at this, guys. Everyone's gonna rush in. So yeah, he had a good idea of trying to fortify these strong points, but yeah, the problem with strong points is they can't support each other. At least not on this map. And these Schuetzen, they were good for the range, but once my guys get real close, the Schuetzen are going to be pretty much toast at this range. It's really the Musketeers inside this building that I have to worry about. Alright, so... oh yeah, there's the Musketeers outside. And they're not going to last too long. So I have all my troops here. Every single one of the French armies here. Not to mention my old guards here. So the old guard, they do excel at hand-to-hand combat. Like, they're really rough. Rough and tough. Here's my general staff unit down to 4 men. And my opponent's general is running over here. So he already abandoned that strong point that I was attacking with his general. And now he's going to concentrate his efforts here. So this will be his last stand. This will be his second to last stand. But rest assured, I will take all my French troops and I will storm that last remaining building when the time comes. And look at these poor guys. This is my old guard. There is no more room to get inside here. So these guys have to stand outside. Like, I think there's a limit as to how many troops you can put inside. Oh, look at that. I just wiped out a Prussian unit. And now he's down to 1 more Prussian unit, and the morale on that unit is horrible. See, it's red already. And they are dead. So we've taken this building for France. Victory here. Alright. So we're gonna get out of here. We'll save all the sightseeing for later. I'm gonna bring all my troops up here. Here's my general staff. Yeah, these guys got drained. Like, they weren't even engaged in the fight, but I guess they were so close that they took enemy fire from those buildings, so now they're down to four men. At least my general's still alive, though. And I got my Voltigeurs right here. You know, just in case that his guys decided to sally out of this building, which I knew they wouldn't. But they were ready. And here's his general unit. He really wants to protect his general. Alright. So let's open this up again. Let's zoom in on my map. Look at that. We're getting close to the very, like, other side of the map here. See, I'm the little blue dots on the mini-map. He's the red one. So right here, this is the end of the map right here. So I've driven this guy all the way out here. Like, I've driven him from this defensive positioning on the hill. I drove him off of that hill. And I drove him outside of all of these little strong points. And now he's down to one more strong point. This will be like the Prussian Alamo, I suppose. Alright. So after all of that attacking uphill and after all that, you know, after storming all those buildings and running and all that, I decided to reform my army and bivouac here. You know, basically rest my troops until they were, you know, at least fresh again. Because these guys are at full strength. I mean, one's a Schuetzen unit, but they're still full strength. The other's a Musketeer unit, full strength. And all my guys, they have all been touched by the battle. Like, these Voltigeurs are down to 49 from 60. This unit, this is one of my biggest units now. This is my Old Guard unit. They're down to 86 from 120. But everyone else is in shambles. Well, this one's down to 93. This one's down to 32. That's another Old Guard unit. This one's down to 78. This one's down to 64. So yeah, I have a very depleted French army right now. But I intended to rest my troops before engaging. So let me fast forward this a little bit. I really don't like fast forwarding, but for the sake of YouTube, I'm going to fast forward this. Basically, I'm just going to get my guys in position, and then I'm going to rest them up. And as I'm resting my guys, me and my opponent were having a chat. I was basically saying, hey, I don't think Prussia would appreciate the Prussians being on the defensive. I was just playing, though. And then my opponent was like, yeah. You know, it was like playful banter. It wasn't like aggressive banter. And then we started talking about my chances of taking that building. My opponent said I was going to slaughter him. I was thinking otherwise. I was saying that, hey, my guys are not fully strength, so it could go either way still. And some of my guys are out of ammunition. So I was basically encouraging him, and he was encouraging me. So it was kind of it was a good sport. I mean, my opponent was a good sport. And this was a very nice battle because both of us were very honorable. Alright, so I'm just fast forwarding right now. And I think around this point I was saying good luck to my opponent. And I will launch my attack once my guys are fully rested. You know, once their status is fresh. Alright, so here comes the attack. First I'm bringing up my Voltigeurs again. Okay, now this is being played in normal play now. Yeah, I'm gonna bring up my Voltigeurs first. And this is the same deal as last time when I brought my Voltigeurs up. I was basically trying to assassinate his general unit. But here his general unit is behind the building here, so it's gonna be hard getting my guys around for a you know, for a shot on these guys. So I'm bringing my Voltigeurs around. These guys are just getting ready to charge, basically. Let's shrink this minimap. Alright. So once again, this is the Waterloo map. Unlike the actual battle for Waterloo, here the Prussians are by themselves. They don't have any support from their allies. This is just me, the French, versus the Prussians. Like in the actual battle, the Prussians would have came from out here, and then they would have flanked the French while the French were engaged with the British, the Dutch, and their other allies. But in this case, it's just France versus Prussia. Mano y mano. And let me fast forward just a little bit more. Sorry. I really don't like fast forwarding these battles. But I want you guys to see these battles in real time. Here we go. We're charging up now, finally. Well, basically, I'm walking up first, and then I'll charge once I get within reasonable range of my opponent's fortress. Here's my Fusiliers. Here's my old guard. I want to keep these guys intact because, as I said, these guys excel in bayonet combat. So if I can get those guys into bayonet range of my opponent's guys without taking too many shots, then I'm in pretty good shape. You know, now that you think about it, I do have lots of troops, don't I? Look at that. Alright. So, here comes my Voltigeurs and my skirmishers, and they are getting shot at by his skirmishers right now.
Our men are running.
And look at these guys are running away! How dare you? How dare you abandon your emperor? Anyways, yeah. I'm gonna storm this place. My guys are tired, they're angry, and they're hungry. So they're gonna take this building. Yeah, here we go. This is it, my friends. Mes amis. Look at these guys way up here.
Our men are running, sir.
They're gonna do their best to withstand my assault, but no. My guys are determined. Look at this big onslaught of French troops. All my Voltigeurs are running away, unfortunately. That sucks. Here's my general. I'm gonna leave him back here for now. I don't want him to die. I don't want my troops seeing their general die. Speaking of which, I do want his troops to see his general die, though. So I'm gonna peel off a unit of Old Guard. These guys right here. There's 32 men in this Old Guard unit, and instead of going into this building with the rest of my comrades, I'm going to charge around this little brick fence here, and I'm gonna go right for his general right here. If I kill these guys, that might destroy the morale of his army, and they will just crumble. So here I'm going for his general, and he's gonna start to retreat his general. Now they're down to 13 from 14. And I got my Voltigeurs running the other way. And now that I stopped them from running from that side, I'm going to have them attack these general units here. And actually I have my skirmishers charging at his general staff, and the Old Guard's in hot pursuit. But my opponent is determined not to die. Oh, and look at this. He sees my general staff unit right here. My guys are down to 4 men.
A glorious victory, sir.
So he's actually going to charge at my general with his general unit. He has 7 men, I have 4 men, so that was a good idea. He could destroy the morale of my troops. And look at, he killed my general, I think. Let me see. Yep, I lost my general here. He wiped out my general unit. And I still have my Old Guard pursuing. Meanwhile, my troops, I have 3 more French troops engaging his 2 units of Prussians. So there's still a big fight in here, look at that. We're going upstairs now, finally. And I've got my Old Guard taking shots at his general staff. And we picked some of them off. I didn't kill his general, though. But now his guys are routing. See this? They are away from the battlefield. Now it's down to 1 Prussian unit versus my entire army. And now his army's gone. They are kaput. I can't look inside. Look at that, victory for France, guys. That was a very tough battle. So I killed 950 of his guys, and had 956 losses. Rapasorous Rex killed 911 of my guys, and he had 1,057 losses. A very good game to Rapasorous Rex. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle on the Waterloo map.